It doesn't show me as live, which is weird. Oh no, now it does. Okay, good, 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 good. I hope that's correct. I hope I did that correct. So here's the deal, guys. What I've decided to do here, we're continuing this story. I'm not seeing anybody in the chat as of yet. I do see viewers. I'm hoping that my internet connection holds while we do this. Last week, it's already turning red. Is this gonna work? Why is it dropping frames? This is so not good. Hi, Ashwine, Rahim, how are you? Hey, Julie, Kildea, are you guys seeing me right now? I know that there's a lag, but I'm showing a red light on my broadcasting software, so I'm not sure if it's actually still broadcasting. Hey, Jennifer Wolf, it looks like you guys are coming in on the chat, so you must be seeing something. Fuck. This, I'm sorry, guys. Hey, all the way from Dubai. Hey, Jessica Marie. All right, you guys, I'm going to try and do this. I'm hoping that my, hey, Marge Smith. I'm hoping that my internet connection holds. It may not, so I'm kind of over this stuff when it drops, but we're just going to try and get into this. I'm hoping that it works. What about the candle, Jessica? Okay, now it's green. You can see everything fine. All right, Shannon, awesome. All right, I'm gonna get started. Hopefully we get through this without me dropping the stream. I'm doing this live, so I'm gonna turn off the chat box so that I can't see what you guys are saying. So if I'm not acknowledging you, it's not anything personal. It's just I wanna get into this reading and get it done. I'm gonna try and do these every Sunday for the time being, and we'll see where this story goes. It's not necessarily if this applies to you in your relationship, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Again, I'm going to explain the masculine and the feminine are interchangeable. One week you could be feeling more like the feminine side of things, and one week you could be feeling more like the masculine side of things. It's not necessarily the masculine represents a male person, right? You could just be in that role if it is a soulmate situation or a twin flame situation. Okay, so don't get stuck on masculine and feminine. And oh my god, the light's turning red again. I'm obsessed with this light. All right, so we'll just get started. For those of you that share out the stream, I might give away a free love reading via Facebook Messenger. But I want you guys to share out the stream. I'll look at the stream shares and I will figure out who shared the stream out, and then no, I don't want to leave the site. Hold on, cancel that. Sorry. I will figure out who shared the stream out, and then I will contact a winner. So if you guys share out the stream to groups right now, I'd greatly appreciate it so other people can watch. Hopefully I don't lose connection, and we're going to get started right now. I am going to put the chat box down so I won't be necessarily talking with you guys while I do this video, okay? So I will talk afterwards when I'm finished if anybody has any questions. So let's get into it. I am going to do something slightly different, I decided. What I want to do is I'm going to do the masculine and then the feminine, right? Where they're at right now. I'm going to do a past, present, future like I did before, but I'm going to take it from the same deck, which is Jennifer Aquarius Taro's Twin Flames Ignite. Instead of just doing the original masculine and feminine, I want to do past, present, future from one deck so that when I'm starting with the clarifiers, it's going to be all from a fresh deck. So we might see multiple of the same cards, which is going to double down on certain energies, or we might be able to have chances of seeing similar cards transferring over from both the masculine side to the feminine, so we can see where people are more in line in their relationships versus not, if that makes sense. So let me just shuffle for a quick moment. We're going to do for the masculine, past, present, and future, and where they're resonating at. And hopefully it doesn't drop the signal. I have somebody coming out tomorrow to try and help me fix this from the internet company, so because I'm sick of this signal dropping. Okay, so for my masculines, we've got, this is where they're at. This is their past, their present, and their future. And let me just gather these up and shuffle really quick for the feminine, and then we'll get into the reading. And for the feminine, for this week, for past, present, and future. And again, if this doesn't make sense to you or you didn't watch last week's, you can certainly go watch last week's. These could change. This could be a continuation of your relationship. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of doing this once a week to put it out there. So if it doesn't apply to you this week, that doesn't mean anything's wrong within your relationship, guys. All right, let's see what the feminine's got going on. Past, present, future. Okay. So for my feminines, got that. We've got the past. We've got the present. And we've got the future. And I will do qualifiers next from another deck. The reason why I'm doing it from another deck is I just want there to be an option of more matchups or, you know, energies that parallel, that sort of thing. I want to see that this week for some reason. Let me grab my pointer. Damn it, I forgot my pointer. 1 second. Okay. And we're back. So let's see what's going on with our masculines this week. Masculines, their card of representation or sort of where they're at is the Six of Wands. This is big ego and recognition. This is a beautiful card. This is a very celebratory card. It's also very, sort of like spiritually on fire, as far as I'm concerned. Wands is the element of fire and spirit. The Six of Wands kind of indicates sort of, I wouldn't say completion, but like an achievement of some sort. Feeling good about oneself. To me, this feels like the masculine's kind of maybe ready to take some action in the relationship or doing some right things. My feminines might feel that way about them or be seeing that in them. They might be reflecting some sort of positive behaviors or traits right now. The Six of Wands is also sort of, you know, wands being that element of fire. They could be a little bit more warm or passionate towards my feminines. To me, this is a nice place to be. It doesn't feel too boisterous. It says big ego, but I don't necessarily feel that. I feel like my masculines feel good this coming week or going into this week. They're going to be operating from this place of maybe doing the right thing, saying the right thing, feeling accomplished, feeling like they're maybe on it or can pull it off. There's like a sort of a belief here to me with my masculines, like a kind of a quiet confidence. So let's look at what where the feminines are at. The feminines are the Five of Swords. This is mental abuse, cold heart, and defeat. Oh my God, feminines, what is going on? She's got her hand up. She's saying, no, bitch. Not today, Satan. Five of Swords is kind of, to me, a little bit of a competitive energy too. It doesn't necessarily have to be so bad. Mental abuse doesn't feel so, I mean, that feels a little bit extreme, but we did see some tough cards last week. I don't know until I get further into this reading if this is a continuation of last week's reading. This could be a whole new set of couples, or this could be a whole new set of soulmates. This doesn't necessarily have to apply to those that related to last week's reading. But I do remember, I think, if I remember correctly, there was a picture here in the Hidden Truths that said to me that the feminines might be losing interest or that they were feeling like they were withdrawing, even though I felt like they sort of, the message for the feminines, if I remember correctly, was to sort of stay on that focus point of love and the positive aspects of it. But there was this possibility of them slipping away from that. This Five of Swords speaks to that idea. Maybe my feminines need a little space. I do like that we have this 5 and this 6. Those wands and the wands to me feels like my masculines aren't necessarily putting pressure on my feminines, and my feminines are asking them back off. Like, maybe you're not doing something that's working for me, or maybe I've had a bad week. Whatever it is, that Five of Swords with that hand up to me feels a little bit like not today, you know, like leave me alone, give me space. We're going to look at what's going on in the other cards. I don't know if you guys are feeling that way. And again, you might be associating more with the masculine side versus the feminine, you have to make that decision. If you feel that your counterpart is backing off of you, or maybe giving you the cold shoulder, that might be this Five of Swords energy. Or to me, Five of Swords energy is more about competition, to be honest. But this mental abuse, cold heart, defeat, that seems a little extreme. You might be getting into fights with them. They might be arguing with you. They might be overthinking things. That would be a Swords energy thing. Kind of tripping over their own thoughts or trying to figure out what the masculine is doing. And to me, the masculine feels like they're just kind of trying to keep everything good, right? And they are doing a successful job of it, or at least they're feeling good. And I almost get this feeling that my feminines might be feeling a little bit more frustrated by that. They're like, well, I'm not feeling good and you are. So there seems to be maybe a slight rift there, a little bit of annoyance. And that could be some of the competitive energy that I feel in this Five of Swords. Now let's go to the past card for the masculine. We have the Two of Cups, which is union and soulmates. Okay, so the masculine is in this really good place. Like, that's just my feeling, or has been coming from this really good place, I hope. At least they've been grounding in it. My masculines my thought on it would be that my masculines don't necessarily communicate all the time. Just because they're in the role of the masculine, they need to be more the sort of the provider, the defender, the supplier, that sort of a thing, right? And the feminines, they supply and do all of those roles too, but they also are very receptive and caring and nurturing, right? Even though you might be a nurturing male counterpart, right? A feminine counterpart in a male that's in a relationship that's feminine or more the nurturer, right? So this Two of Cups speaks to this idea of, I think that this awareness in the past of this union, or being okay with this union, even if they don't necessarily express it, this is what's opening the door for them to feel this Six of Wands, right? This kind of sense of accomplishment, get things done. I feel like when my masculine is connected to this sense of the Two of Cups, he feels possibly more grounded, more able to get things done. He feels just more happy, productive, that sort of a thing. So the past for the feminine, we've got the Seven of Wands, which is self-defense and self-protection. So to me, what is going on with my... My feminines are like losing their shit. I have to look at the cards a little bit further. That Seven of Wands in the past, there's something going on. Maybe my feminines are scared. They might be not trusting the connection right now. Fear of getting hurt, fear of it not being enough. I feel like this Two of Cups and the Six of Wands feels like the masculines are they're kind of like, yeah, this is good and life is good and everything's okay. Where my feminines are not feeling that way. They're feeling a little bit more, I wouldn't call it aggressive, but like, nervous in nature, or overthinking things, second guessing things. The masculine may have given us reasons to not trust in the past, right? Maybe it's a lack of communication on the masculine's part that's spooking the feminines. But something is going on here where the feminines almost feel like they have to either do it on their own or take space for themselves, draw boundaries, and they're acting on that. It's not ruffling my masculine's feathers is the interesting thing. I don't feel that yet, but we'll look at the present and the future cards. So for the present for the masculine is the Eight of Pentacles, which is self-focus. So this is why my masculines are doing okay. They're in the present, focusing on themselves, taking care of themselves, and doing what they need to do. That brings about this Six of Wands energy. They're also balanced in this idea that this Two of Cups, they know how they feel about you. They may not necessarily express it so easily, but they certainly know how they feel. My feminines are sort of spinning a little bit. Let's see what they're doing in the present moment. So this is the Ten of Swords, painful ending. Some of the feminines might actually be considering ending this stuff. Like they're not getting enough. They're not being honored enough, or they don't feel as though they're being honored enough. And I hate to say this, but I think that my masculines may not be aware of this, or because they're so self-focused. And I don't think that Eight of Pentacles is a bad card for the masculines. I just think that self-focus is making them unaware that maybe their feminines are feeling a certain type of way, right? And so, and to me, when I look at the sort of masculine's cards, this Eight of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Six of Wands, feels like they're sort of more external, right? Or not, sorry. Yes, more external as far as like achieving things, celebrating things, getting things done, feeling like they're lining everything up. Maybe they're paying attention to areas that are more, not more important, but that they feel are important to prepare themselves to be ready, right? To get things together for the relationship or to provide for the relationship for those of you that are in union. But my feminines feel like they're more internal with this Five of Swords, Ten of Swords. They're totally in their fucking heads. And they're like sort of being a little bit defensive with the Seven of Wands. So to me, it's like this idea of, well, he's paying more attention to these things and those successes and not enough to me. And it's funny because maybe it's this Two of Cups in the past, but like there was a time where these masculines were a little bit more connected or a little bit more loving or a little bit more demonstrative of that love. And I think that the feminines are feeling the lack of that, and they might be exacerbating that. I don't know. We're going to look at the clarifiers and figure this out. But I feel like my feminines might be running on a more like worry and fear. And then the masculines may not even be aware of that, unfortunately. I think that they think that this Two of Cups in the past says to me that they're sort of grounded in this idea that they love and care about you. They may not express it as my thing. They're too busy sort of taking care of themselves and doing what they need to do. But I really think that judging by these three cards, it feels like what they think that they're doing for the greater good of the both of you, but it's not reading that way to my feminines. My feminines are like, I need you to pay attention to me and love me in another way or in a different way. And I don't know if my feminines are expressing it correctly, because this hand up speaks to this idea of like, leave me alone. I'm not talking to you. Some of you might have ended communication or put a pause on communication and backed off. And then the masculines may be like, okay with that. And so that's like sort of pissing you guys off even more or worrying you even more, bringing about this idea of possibly ending it. Like feeling all of those swords in the back, like in the traditional tarot depiction. It's that man laying on the ground face down, like almost at the river, almost at the water. So let's look at the future for the masculine. So the future is the Ace of Cups, which is new love offer. So to me, this chimes in immediately to this Two of Cups, like his past, his awareness of his love for the feminines. It's like everything he's doing right now appears to be like doing for this future goal, right? And this Ace of Cups is this sort of inspired love, new love offer, that sort of thing. The cups sort of running over. But I think that it's going to take a little bit of faith on my feminine's part to understand that this is going to come. Like this is what he's grounded in, and it is in the past, this Two of Cups, this union. He sees this union, he's working on it right now, trying to like get himself ready, get his shit in line, get everything sort of lined up and successful so that when he can approach, he approaches with this grand like gesture of this Ace of Cups, right? Aces are new beginnings, inspired energy, like they're really incredible cards. So this Ace of Cups is like definitely coming at you with their best possible version of themselves. And that's kind of maybe why they're focused on self right now. My feminines are like having a hard time with that. Let's see what their future is. Oh, it's the Star card. Positivity, hope, and spiritual healing. Yay. My feminines pull it out at the very end. This is one of my favorite cards of the deck. This is a card of the Major Arcana. This also is associated with the element, or not the element, the astrological sign of Aquarius. It's usually depicted by a woman by a river, like pouring water into from a vase into the river, I believe. And it's a beautiful, beautiful card. There's a passivity and a gentle nature to the star that just allows us to sort of glimmer in who we are and know what to be is true. So this is your future card, feminines. For those of you that are associating with this energy over here, things are going to turn out okay, or the focus is actually going to be very okay. I feel like this Ace of Cups, when this new love offer, this approach comes where this masculine brings you this better version of himself, so to speak. You are going to see, it's going to like maybe help you to understand how he sees you in some way. This star card to me is a very beautiful card to represent the feminine. It's like for all of the waiting and maybe the suffering that you've put yourself through, the relief or the out breath is that we finally get to emanate that light from within and share the delicacy of that like star energy with our masculine, because he's bringing this Ace of Cups energy, right? This emotionally connected, ready to be present, offer of love, that sort of thing. Those of you that are maybe in communication but not necessarily in connection, like you might be a long distance apart or you might not be able to be together right now, I really feel like if we stay focused on these two cards, like if the masculine stays with this self-focus and the feminine like eases up a little bit and allows him to, he's going to approach her in such a way that it's going to help her to understand that the whole time he's been working towards it. Does that make sense? All right, so I'm going to just shuffle for the clarifiers. Give me one moment. And guys, just so you know, I have the chat box down. I will answer questions after in regards to this reading. For those of you that share, I will give out a free sort of relationship reading if you want. It will be done via Facebook Messenger, but please share out the stream to groups. And then I will look over who has shared and I will pick somebody. I got to figure out where that is on the Facebook Creator Studio, but I will do it. So let me see, what does my masculine clarify for the past, present, and future for the masculine, please? I'm searching for clarifiers for the past, present, and future of the masculine. Past, present, future. All right, so let's get into the past. Oh, this is actually belongs up here. So we've got the past, present. This is just further clarification of what's going on with the masculine right now. Get it, present. And then the future. Which I love this Ace of Cups energy that the masculine's approaching us with. I just feel like the masculine might be doing his own damn thing right now, and that's bothering the shit out of the feminine because she's misinterpreting it. All right, let me see here. And now for the feminine, for her clarifiers for past, present, and future. Where's my feminines at? Where my girls at? From the front to back. And then I'm going to do 3 Hidden Truths cards from the Hidden Truth Oracle, just to sort of add perspective to all of this. And hopefully we end out on a good note. This future looks promising for both, depending on the cards that roll out here. So we'll see. I love that star card in the feminine. So past, present, future. This needs to go up here. So my feminine's past. The dark and storied past of the feminine. The present of the feminine. And again, I'll just repeat it. This feminine masculine thing has nothing to do with actual sex. It has to do with which energy you're sitting in. And just as a reminder, you can change from masculine to feminine from one week to the next. So you don't have to always be, it's how we shift our roles in relationships. Who becomes, in what role, who takes, what seat in the relationship at any given time. All right, so I'm going to start with the masculine really quick. So let's just look at his past cards. I'm going to just flip them quickly just because of the internet connection. So again, we have the 6 of Wands. This is that, this is spotlight. Again, this is recognition. I feel like this is tied into this 2 of Cups in the sense that he feels seen by my feminines. There's something about this 2 of Cups energy and the 6 of Wands energy where I feel like when he's in the presence of the feminine and it is good, he feels like seen, acknowledged, powerful, in control. He's turned on, like in a good way, in a sort of celebratory, honored sort of way. I don't get that feeling from these cards with the feminine right now. I feel like she might be keeping something more internal and secretive, but there is, and I have to say too, in the last 2 weeks, there was a lot of secrets happening in the Hidden Truths Oracle for the feminine. So I don't know if my feminines are fully expressing themselves as clearly as they need to be, or they could be like going down, you know, how do I want to say this? Like worrisome thinking it's screwing them up in some way. So I feel like this Six of Wands to me in the past feels like my masculines have been honored or feeling honored. They feel almost like this almost has a knight energy to it just because it's a man on a horse. And so to me, it kind of gives this idea that they want to ride towards this Two of Cups. They want to pursue this sort of a thing, or they have at least in the past, and they're still sort of working towards that. Again, we see this King of Swords, which is strategic and withdrawn, but I don't feel like this is necessarily a withdrawn card. I feel like this is an empowered sort of mental card that says a clear thought, a clear idea, a clear plan is being put into place by my masculines. This is definitely a very masculine card, right? In that way. But they've thought long and hard. That's the strategy aspect of this card, I think. They've thought long and hard, and they're utilizing this sort of emotional connection and this sort of burning wands energy, which is they're still sort of operating from right now, this week, to sort of move them forward. And then we have the Justice card, which is Truths Exposed. It's interesting. I saw that card this week. The Justice card, to me, is about... I love that it's a master number 11. That's kind of cool, just because this is a soulmate, twin flamey kind of thing. But Justice is also major arcana, so I feel like this is a profound truth for the masculine. I feel like this truth surrounds that Two of Cups and the Six of Wands energy. This is about the masculine sort of making a commitment to what it is that they want. They've done it maybe recently in the past, or they've come into the awareness of that. This union, we're talking about this Two of Cups, which says union soulmates, right? So my masculines are maybe sort of coming to that realization through the King of Swords and the Justice card that, oh shit, indeed, this is what I want. This does bring me balance, or I feel more balanced. I mean, if you look at the Libran scales here, this also, Justice, I think, associates with the sign of Libra. But if you look at these Libran scales here, it's like, my masculines feel when they're in connection or communication with their feminines, they feel more on top of their game. And so they're clearly making a decision, or have clearly made a decision in the past, to sort of move towards that. And they're now doing that work in this Eight of Pentacles. But I'm not sure what's going on with the feminines. So let's go to the past for the feminines and just look at where they're at. So we have the King of Pentacles, wise, investor, practical. We have the Queen of Cups, which is fragile and loving. Wow, these are some powerful cards. And we have the Tower, unexpected upheaval. My feminines. Ooh, you bitches. And I mean this in the best of ways. Okay, the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups in that past card says to me that my feminines are willing to give it all of it. They are willing to hand it all over to their masculines. I don't even think that the masculines are asking for that, right? But I feel like the feminines are willing to do that. The emotionality of the Queen of Cups and then the material sort of aspect, or that sort of deep, like grounded material wealth, that sort of a thing in the King of Pentacles, coupled with that Tower energy, speaks to this idea that my feminines in the past, leading up to this point of now, have been so willing to sort of turn over who they are emotionally, who they are physically, in a way, to this connection, that I think it becomes scary for them. The fear of that Tower slips in. The fear of the possibility for things falling apart slips in. That's where the Seven of Wands energy kicks in, and this Five of Swords energy kicks in. This idea of, I don't know if I can trust this. Even the Ten of Swords energy. It's like sort of this fearful thing of, I don't think that my masculines, I think the part of the problem is my masculines don't realize how in it the feminines feel. Especially with that Queen of Cups and that King of Pentacles. To me, it feels like they will give everything that they have to this, or they have been giving everything that they have to this. And I think that my masculines are giving in a different way, if that makes any sense. Like, okay. So in this 4 card run, I see a feminine role that is defensive and scared because emotionally and physically, right, or monetarily, financially, all of that stuff they're in. They're like, let me bring you all the best aspects of me and let me share those with you. But over here, what we have is we have somebody that, like, first off, we have this withdrawn idea. So this is a masculine that's more in his head, right? And he's thinking about it. He's looking at how he feels, how it makes him feel. He's feeling good about it, but he may not fully be expressing it. That's the withdrawn of this King of Swords, right? But he feels this love. He feels this connection. There's no doubt about that in this Two of Cups. But he's not necessarily expressing it in the way that he should. And I think that that's scaring the shit out of the feminines. That's why this Tower card is coming into play. 2 weeks ago, when we first started these readings, we had the Tower and the Death card up here in, I believe, the future positions. I think that where my feminines are at right now, this being sort of now in the past, is my feminines might be looking at situations where they've been hurt in the past, taken advantage of, or given too much too soon, and then it didn't quite work out. And they're maybe feeling that this is a repeat situation of this, right? They're fearful of that. That's this Tower energy, right? Or they've come through that fear. They've been, maybe it's been lurking in the back of their mind. They've maybe been worrying about it. That sort of a thing. And so I just think that it's like, I almost want to say when I look at these cards that I don't know, not only do my feminines not necessarily trust the situation, they may not trust themselves in some way. And the reason why I say that is this King of Pentacles and this Queen of Cups is really pulling my energy or my attention right now. It's, excuse me, it's making me think that the people that associate with this feminine aspect this week, the way that you feel for this person, whoever this masculine is to you, it scares the shit out of you on some level. Because you will not only feel in all kinds of ways, the Queen of Cups is double cups, it's cups upon cups, right? You will also sort of give everything you've got, everything that's of any worth of you, I feel like, through this King of Pentacles energy too. And you kind of have experienced that or felt that, and that has sort of scared you to this place of, oh my God, what if there's an unexpected upheaval? What if something doesn't work? Okay, so let's get into the present for the masculine. I hope we're all still connected here. So the present for the masculine clarifiers are the Wheel of Fortune, which is card number 10. It's a big deal card. Karma and Destiny, working off of this union and soulmates. The Seven of Cups, illusion and fantasy. Those two are totally fighting right now. I can feel it just in looking at this. This, I believe, was in the King of Cups, or I'm sorry, not King of Cups. This was in the masculines last week, I believe, was it not? But I feel like these two cards, the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Cups, are fighting in the present right now. And then the Hanged Man, which is Pisces energy, and this is Sacrifice or Dreamer. So my masculines are a little bit, there's some stuck energy. They might be going back and forth. They're waffling, so they're focusing on themselves. That focus on self in this Eight of Pentacles is not a bad thing, I think. I still think that they're preparing for something that they've decided is something that they want. But that waffling energy, or that sort of going back and forth, that paying attention to oneself over their feminines, might be exactly what's sort of scaring off the feminine. We'll look at the feminine's present cards in a moment. But when I'm looking at this, I feel like this, even this Wheel of Fortune, the wheel card to me feels like my masculines are aware and they might be a little bit afraid. They're a little bit braver, I think, than the feminine. But they're not expressing themselves. That's that Hanged Man energy, I feel like. But the Hanged Man always has this opportunity for enlightenment too. And the Hanged Man also is that whole image of being able to release oneself and free oneself from a situation that they're tied to. But they have to realize it. They have to like come to the enlightenment and understanding that, oh, I can just reach up and untie myself and I'm no longer hanging or stuck in the situation in the way that I've been stuck in it. And I feel like this is where this stuck energy between the Seven of Cups and the Wheel is might be what my feminine is picking up on, especially through this Queen of Cups, which is an emotional sort of psychic-y card, right? That might be what my feminines are picking up on, and then they're running with those feelings. The interesting thing to me is for this masculine with this wheel card in the present right now, the Wheel of Fortune has this, a possibility of a big payoff, or this possibility of karmic destiny, right? If my masculines are feeling that and they're tripping a little bit about that and wondering, is this fantasy or illusion? What's the right way to go? What's the right thing to do? How do I set up for this correctly? How do I not fuck this up? Right? If that's where my masculines are at, and they're also kind of, maybe trying to find clarity and thought around the King of Swords, right? Which this is actually an energy that we saw this morning in this morning's forecast for the week this week, leading in the beginning of the week. That could be causing even the goodness of the wheel, it could be so good, and the masculine being aware of that could be causing this pressure that's creating the fear of the Seven of Cups, or the confusion of the Seven of Cups that brings the Seven of Cups. So my masculine might be feeling a little bit hung up. That's the Hangman energy. So instead of doing anything or taking any action, he goes back to this Eight of Pentacles and starts focusing on himself and doing what he needs for himself to sort of take care of things and put himself in a better place, so that maybe he can actually step into the idea of this Wheel of Fortune. He understands that there's an opportunity here, but I think that he might also be afraid of that opportunity, or afraid of screwing up that opportunity. That fear might be the very thing that's scaring the shit out of the feminine. Let's go to her present time cards and see. So she has the Page of Pentacles. This is plans for structure. This was actually in her present last time in the position of this Ten of Swords, if I remember correctly. So my feminines need to be talked to. The Empress, this was also on the feminine side. I can't remember which reading it was. I feel like it was over here too. That's creation and abundance. And then we have the Four of Cups. It's contemplating and boredom. Okay, so this is, feminines have too much time on their hands. Let's just say that with that Four of Cups. There is, the Empress energy is a beautiful energy. The Page of Pentacles, to me, there's this need or this desire to be educated, or to be taught, to be shown through this sort of structure that's being requested in the Page of Pentacles. Like, it's funny, this Ten of Swords, this Page of Pentacles, this Empress, it's like it goes back and forth, back and forth. It's like sort of bad, structure, good, not so good. And so to me, it kind of feels like up and down energy. It kind of feels like swinging between feeling like the Empress or feeling like the Ten of Swords. And I feel like this Page of Pentacles, this desire for structure, this plans for structure, is my feminines need to sort of understand what's going on at all times. And again, we're back to that sort of overthinking energy that we see in that Four of Cups. It's affecting the feminine's emotions. And so, and then I'm not so sure the Seven of Cups over here doesn't speak. This might be saying that the masculine doesn't necessarily understand fully their emotions either, right? Let me see here. I like this Empress card being in here. It's interesting to me that she's up above the Queen of Cups, which is like femininity on femininity. All right, I'm just going to go to the future and look at the future really quick. I just sort of feel like this is this sort of roller coaster ride that the feminine's putting herself through. She's also, the Page of Pentacles card is screaming out to me that she's like asking for guidance from the masculine, and the masculine's in this Eight of Pentacles energy, which is like focusing on himself. And so she's not necessarily getting what she needs or what they need through communication, through structure, through rules, through plans. My feminines on this side, also, we have this swordsy energy. They're a little bit brainier, or a little bit thinkers more so than maybe my masculines are. My masculines, we have a lot of wands energy. They're more doers. We've got more thinkers over here. So this Page of Pentacles is like, okay, well, we need to ground this. We need to do this so that we can create it, right? We know that we have the energy, or the feminines know that they have the energy of the Empress, the Queen of Cups, all of that sort of stuff. But to me, it feels a bit like a roller coaster. No, who to trust, how to trust, when to trust. And so instead, they might be cashing out or just going like, I can't right now. Let's go to the future for the masculine with this beautiful Ace of Cups energy. We have the Eight of Pentacles energy again, self-focus. This is exactly why I wanted to use two different tarot decks, because I wanted to see if we were going to have parallel patterns of what's going on. We have the Three of Cups, which is fun. Fun time. This is also third party. This could be your masculines. There could be some sort of third party energy. Third parties can be another partner. Third parties can be a job. Something that's requiring the masculine to pay more attention to something else other than its feminine. Usually the Three of Cups, though, is a celebratory card coming together, that sort of an idea. But this is, in this style of a reading, it would represent like a third party energy. So there, again, we've got this self-focus happening, and we've got this Three of Cups energy. There might be something that the masculine has to deal with or take care of. That's also this Hanged Man energy. And then we have the Five of Cups, which is regret and lonesome. Not the best card to end with the future. A lot of emotions going on for the... I love this Ace of Cups. And I don't even mind the Eight of Pentacles. It does feel like my masculine has some work to do emotionally. I mean, especially like right now, he's trying to figure that out through the Seven of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune, even the Hanged Man. And some of you, there might be a very much a third party going on the masculine side of things. For those of you that aren't actually in a relationship, you might actually have somebody that is involved with somebody else or ending something with somebody else, or maybe they're not necessarily involved. They might have an ex that's very much in their life. They might share children with another person that they're dealing with on a constant basis. I do feel like this Five of Cups does not feel like a bad card to me, in the sense that the five is always like those three spilled cups, and then the two cups are standing behind him and he can't see it, right? So this Five of Cups to me, it's like focusing on what's not working rather than focusing on what is. I feel like this Five of Cups speaks to the idea that the loneliness that's in that Five of Cups is actually what sort of hopefully produces the masculine to want to pursue and offer up this Ace of Cups, right? It's like the impetus for what makes him or them want to focus on themselves and be like sort of a better version of themselves. That's what I'm feeling in this Eight of Pentacles energy. And I feel like the feminine, to be honest, like I feel like the feminine doesn't feel like the masculine needs to do as much work as the masculine thinks that he needs to do on himself. Like that King of Pentacles and that Queen of Cups energy in the feminine says to me that even in the past, she's always seen her masculine as something okay. Like maybe not perfect, but she's like, I don't care, I'll give you whatever I've got kind of thing. And then it's not like he's necessarily even taking it. And so she might be interpreting that as a, not a disagreement, but unacceptance, right? Like not being taken in, not being accepted. So let's look at the future for the feminine. So we have the Moon, fear and hidden emotions. It's interesting, the feminine has the Moon and the Star. If she gets the Sun, I'm going to freak out. We have the Knight of Pentacles, which is a snail's pace. It's moving slowly. This is one of the slowest energies of the deck. And then we have the Star again, which is spiritual renewal. Fuck. This is why I did this. That double star energy in the feminine. Oh my God. And look, we've got 8 and 8, and we've got 1 and 7 is 8, and 1 and 7 is 8. 8 and 8. That double star energy, I'm going to say this. The feminine needs to have faith. She needs to know who she is. She needs to have faith in who she is. She needs to shine brightly. She needs to understand that everything that her masculine is doing right now, he's sort of trying to sort it out for her. That moon card, though, that moon next to the star to me speaks to this idea of the subconscious. That's also some of that Queen of Cups energy, too, is this deeper, more emotive, somewhat very psychic. My feminines are probably very psychic and having a lot of like emotional connections or messages that are going on within them. Not allowing those messages to sort of lead, listening to those messages, right? Trusting that intuition and that subtler voice of the moon, but also remembering, balanced by those two star energies on either side, and that Knight of Pentacles, that this is something that's moving slowly, right? That if it's that Knight of Pentacles actually grounds this Five of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the Ten of Swords, those energies that I feel like are the feminine too much up in her head, spinning about things. She wants that Pentacles energy. And I feel like my feminines can provide that. That's the King of Pentacles. In the past, they've been grounded. They've had their stuff. They know how to put their stuff together. They just sort of want to put it together with this masculine. And the masculine's kind of like not fully ready yet due to maybe a third party situation, due to some emotional confusion, due to maybe not feeling fully ready. Because if you look, I mean, I'm just looking at these cards, I feel like even though I see this sort of wonkiness in the feminine's perceptions of things, I do see that she has the star twice, she has the moon, she has the page, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the King of Pentacles, even the Tower, and the Empress. Right? So the Tower, even though it's a sort of a negative downer card, it's a heavy duty, heavy hitter card, right? So my feminines, and what is this? That's the Four of Cups. Okay, so we've got the Empress, the Queen, the King, the Page, the Knight, the Star twice, and the Moon. My feminine understands sort of the magnitude, her ability to create, her strengths, her weaknesses, that sort of thing. She's got all of these intense cards. Over here, what we've got the Hanged Man, Justice, the Wheel of Fortune, and the King of Swords. Beyond that, oh, and the Ace of Cups is a pretty heavy hitter, but I just sort of feel like this doesn't speak to the masculine necessarily feeling super confident. Does that make sense, guys? Like, when I'm looking at these cards, even if they're bad, like the Tower's an intense card, but it's a card of transformation. But it's a strong fucking card, nonetheless. So, again, there's this idea that the feminine kind of understands the magnitude and wants to sort of move things forward or get things going, or is thinking about it more so because really, hold on, let me just look at this for a minute. Really what we have here for the masculine is he knows Justice and he knows the Wheel of Fortune. And he's hung up on something with the Hanged Man. So we've got those three major arcanas. Here, over here, she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana. We've got one court card, and we've got 2 courts here, 4 courts over here. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? So it feels to me like the feminine knows the intensity of this whole situation, but she's allowing that intensity to sort of run her mind and freak her out. The masculine over here feels like he's sort of plodding along and just taking care of himself, and he may not feel confident enough, even though my feminine, by these 2 cards in the past, does not necessarily, it's not that you don't care, but you're willing, like, it's almost like, I almost feel like where he's at is good enough for you, but he doesn't know that. And there's this confusion around that. There's also this potential third party energy that there's something he needs to move out of the way. If that's like distance, if that's a job, if that's another lover or a partner, whatever it is, that needs to be removed also. That's some of this Hanged Man energy here of getting himself unstuck, wherever that stuck feeling might be for him. And that explains all of this sort of 8-8 self-focus energy that he has, not only going now, but also going on into the future. And this going on into the future is some of this Knight of Pentacles energy that you're feeling, feminines, this like, okay, I've just got to slow this down. I've got to trust the more subtler voices. We've got this star energy coming in. Just shine and be who you are. Allow the moon to sort of guide you. The moon is highly intuitive. The moon is a little bit depressive. Don't get me wrong about that. The moon has a little bit of a dark side to her, but it's not anything that this feminine can't handle. All right, let's go to the Hidden Truth Oracle for the masculine and the feminine. Just see what do we need to know that we don't already see here for the masculine. I will answer some questions after this if anybody has questions about this reading. I'm hoping it makes sense. Please share out the feed. Please like the business page for those of you that are new, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I do these every Sunday, so one Sunday it may be your relationship, and next Sunday it may not. Only take, what applies and sort of leave the rest. So for the masculine and for the feminine. Right, so for my masculine, I have 3 hidden truths. What do we need to know about the masculine? For the feminine, the 3 hidden truths. All of these decks, you guys, are by Jennifer Aquarius. If you're interested, she's on Etsy. You can find her decks there. If you look in my unboxing videos on my YouTube channel, there are links to those decks, to any of these decks. If you're interested in them, please check her stuff out. It's a great way to support an artist that does both tarot and oracle decks. So let's look at what the masculine's got going on as far as hidden truths. We have possessive lover. That could be not only the masculine, that could also be the third party energy. For some of you, you might have a third party that's involved up here, and in this hanged man energy, this could be some of that we need to deal with, or that the masculine needs to deal with, and that's why the masculine's unable to move forward at this time. Spiritually losing hope. Not the best card for my masculine. Let me see here. And black heart. Oh, Jesus. All right, so what I'm going to say about this. The possessive lover could also be the feminine in some of these cases, right? If my feminine is thinking about this too much, and although you might be holding him back right now or saying, I can't do this anymore, he might be visualizing this as being a little bit too possessive. For some of you, this could be a third-party situation where there is an actual third-party person that is too possessive, or that he can't get away from, or that he's working on getting away from. This is some of the confusion energy that we see in the Seven of Cups, is this spiritually losing hope in this black heart. To me, this feels like, I think that this is bad self-esteem stuff for the masculine. I feel like that's why we have all of this focus stuff going on in both of these Eight of Pentacles. I feel like my masculine might be in a good place and feeling all right and trying to sort of celebrate that energy. He's had that in the past. He understands that comes from this connection, and that there's good things in this connection, and he's trying to work towards that, but he's got to work through some shit. And to do that, he has to focus on some of his own stuff. And I think in doing that, it scares him. That's the Seven of Cups. That's this hangman. Is he really willing to do it? I think in the end, he'll have to be, right? Or I hope, because the Wheel of Fortune and the hangman are happening in his present time right now. Which way he decides to turn the wheel is what he's going to get. If he does it from a place of fear, it's going to be more, fearful or dismal situations. I think that all of this portrays this sort of inability to believe in himself at times. Let me look at the feminine really quick and see what's going on with her. Spying. Pinky promise. Anxiety and worrisome, which is something that we've talked about through this whole feminine's reading. She's spinning in circles. And I believe that this might have been in the feminine last week. I feel like that card looks familiar to me. I'm going to say this. The spying aspect of all of this is, I feel like this is, not only could this be some of my feminines spying on their masculines and feeling like they're not getting enough attention or that sort of a thing, but I also feel like this could be sort of almost looking at everything too closely, trying to figure things out too much, digging through small details to the point that my feminines are driving themselves crazy, right? That's some of that energy. The pinky promise to me feels actually really nice. I feel like this to me feels like something that was said or something that was maybe established between the two of them that she's trying to hold on to, or that the feminine is trying to hold on to and stay connected to. But it being a pinky promise, it feels like it's maybe has the potential to lose its grip. Does that make sense? Like sometimes the strength of that sort of moment or whatever it was that was sort of discussed or talked about isn't necessarily holding as strong. And the reason why I think is that because these three cards here feel sort of troubled to me, right? Even if this is trouble around the masculine self-esteem or what he can and cannot do right now, I feel like he that might be also what's making this pinky promise feel less stable, or this memory between the feminine that the feminine carries, this idea of what she thinks this was supposed to be. It's not turning into that just yet, and because of that, she's fearful. That's that worrisome spinning sort of energy in the next card. So I'm just going to take two more cards. I'm going to go back to the Twin Flames Ignites deck, and I'm going to ask what brings these two together this week. What energies do my masculine and feminine sort of maybe want to step into this week to sort of bring this together, or what is the solution? How do we solve this? How do we fix this? It could very well fix itself. The feminine has very strong cards in her future. The masculine's cards aren't that bad either. It's just like the masculine's working through some emotional entanglements, both maybe with a third party and within themselves. But that's also the Ace of Cups, that sort of inspiration or that new love, that love that the masculine wants to offer. He wants to offer it free of any burdens, I think. So that's why we see this Three of Cups, third party energy, and this Five of Cups. He's like sort of doing that self-focus and working on himself. We have to sort of give him that grace. Where I feel like this feminine is pretty accepting. She's, I don't know why, but I feel like this feminine has been around the block. So she's like, it's okay, don't worry. That's kind of my feeling. She's like, it's okay, don't worry yet. She's worrying. Okay, let me see here. What does the masculine need to do? And the feminine. Okay. So for the masculine, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is delay, reevaluation, plant new ideas. So I think that this new ideas card, or this Seven of Pentacles, is new growth. I think that this has to do with this self-esteem stuff that we have going on in this in these three cards here. I think that it's also this fear that I feel like, or this fight that's going on between the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Cups, which sort of creates this sort of dreamer energy to me, or this this Hanged Man energy, where my masculine might presently feel a little bit stuck in his situation. Right? And so the Seven of Cups to me speaks to this idea of like slowing down, and it's very much in line with this Eight of Pentacles energy, right? But it's like kind of doing the hard work, sort of finding the new ideas, finding new routes to get there, trying to believe in the growth, trying to believe in, like, yes, some of this feels new, some of this is different, but allowing it to sort of not only grow, but also bear abundance. That's this money down here. Is I feel like there's, and I'm not talking about financial abundance. Like Pentacles does deal with money, but to me, the energy of this feels like the masculine needs to be focused on new ideas, new paths. Don't be worried about the confusion. Don't be worried about, like, open up to this Wheel of Fortune energy and sort of start to grow from that place, right? And then this abundance comes in. At least that's my feeling on that. Let's see what the feminine has. So this is the Page of Wands. This is what we were the last week. Over here, were we not? Curious, playful, exciting plans. Oh, and she's drunk. My feminines, was your card last week over here, I believe. I remember this card from last week. It's almost like we need to go back to that idea of spiritual connection, to that youthful enthusiasm, to that place of being open and excited about this connection, to bring about... it's interesting to me, I love how we have this sparkler here and then we have these little lights here. And also we have this sort of exciting plans, and this Page of Pentacles is plans for structure. Wands is that element of spirit and fire, right? Pages are often in need of education or are willing to learn. There's an enthusiasm, there's an openness to them, right? My feminines need to open up their sort of spirit and kind of connect to that spark, that divine spark within them. That's the sparkler that card is holding, right? So to me, it's kind of like this idea of opening yourself back up to the reality of this star-moon combination up in your future says to me that what you're feeling and the intensity that my feminines are feeling through that Queen of Cups, that Tower moment, even the Empress in the present moment, there's such creativity in there. It says that my feminines know what my masculines are still trying to figure out. If that makes any sense at all. I'm going to open up the chat box and let you guys talk. That's your reading this week. I hope it makes sense. I hope we didn't lose connection. Let me open up the chat box and see who's all still with me. If anybody's even still here, you probably all have left. Let me see. Can I do this without knocking everything out? Okay. Hey guys, hey Maria Luff, hey Kate Heyman, hey Jennifer Nichols, hey Deanna Morris Moxarney, hey Dawn Sankenwicks, sorry, Jennifer Wolf, hey Brianne Marie Blay, hey Leslie Ann, how are you? She says complete sense, thank you very much, dear. I would say this, for those of you that are, I'm just going to like add this on. For those of you, I represent, or where I feel like I fall in this, if I'm looking at this through my eyes or through my life, I feel like I've always sort of kind of gravitated more towards the feminine in all these readings. I definitely relate to the feminine. I would say this, with the feminine side, it's to me looks more like my feminines have to hold true to what they know to be true, even if they're scared. Right? Even if it feels intense and it feels scary and it feels like shaky ground, can we trust them? Can we? And I feel like with the masculines, we can trust them. Like I see trustworthy cards over in the masculine side. I feel like my masculines don't trust themselves. And that's coming to the surface for the masculines because in the last 2 weeks, I'm going to say this, we haven't seen such strong hidden truth cards coming forward. And that black heart, that spiritually losing faith, whatever, and these three cards here, these are not cards that we've been seeing from the masculine. These feel like layers that are deeper and scarier for the masculine to reveal. And over here, it's like the feminine is, just worrying, but she's trying to hold on to this pinky promise, this idea of, I know that there's a connection here. I know that we belong together is kind of how I feel. But pinky promise to me also feels like it's a sort of a delicate thing. Like I'm not gonna lie, it could be broken if the feminine overthinks it or scares herself off. And I think that the masculine also needs to, for those that are watching from the masculine side, you all need to realize that there's a lot of strong cards on your side, a lot of Pentacles energy, Cups energy, but it feels to me like my masculine doesn't necessarily feel comfortable with the cups that he has or with the emotional stuff that is going on within him. The 7 and the 5 show up, then we have the 3 and the 2, and it's like, I think that the connection is there, he's aware of the connection, but he's also frightened by the connection a little bit. He's trying to do the work. I see that. Oh, hi, Arthur. He's trying to do the work. That's a good sign. Oh, Arthur's going to heal the masculine side. He's decided. That's Arthur's going to sniff the masculine's butthole. There we go. Good boy, Arthur. So he's going to start wrecking cards in a minute. What was I going to say? The Eight of Pentacles, to me, I love the double eights, and I love that it's self-focused. I feel like this self-focus that the feminine may be misinterpreting on the masculine's behalf is actually going to hopefully potentially enable the masculine to believe in himself more and make better sense of what he is capable of doing moving forward. Right now, I feel like the feminine might be spinning her wheels a bit, and what she needs to realize in the present is she has that beautiful Empress card. She has that Page of Pentacles, which is teaching herself through structure and grounding herself. You can kind of counterbalance some of these thoughts and emotions that could be messing with you. Don't touch the crystal ball. You're not seeing the future, Arthur. Oh my god, my cat's reading the future. I see love in your future. Oh, mystical kitty. Oh, mystical kitty. So I think my feminines just need to hold tight, especially with those double stars in the moon. And that Knight of Pentacles, which just says, fuck, it's going to move a little bit slow. Fuck. Get your shit together, masculines. And the funny thing is I don't even think my feminines care. Like that King of Pentacles and Queen of Cups combo in the past say that y'all will forgive a lot. Like, you know that you're stronger. That Tower card says the Queen and the feminines have been through way worse than what this masculine thinks they're about, if that makes any sense at all. Kelly Haskell says, oh my god, I love your kitty. Rachel, they are I'm just doing them each week, and if you feel like they continue the story, then you can certainly stay with them, and if you don't, that's okay too. I'm just sort of like shuffling the cards and asking. I don't want to do 12 signs each week. That's the thing. So I'm just doing a continuation story. If these relate to you, then they're for you, kind of thing. I certainly can relate. Like I said, in the last 3 readings, I've been relating more to the feminine side when I look at things as they are. But you certainly don't have to take all... Don't eat the cards. Don't be a weirdo, you dink. So you can take whatever part of it you need. I loved also, I have to say this, the star being 8 and 8, and then we have the 8 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles on the masculine side. So that's another like sort of matching pattern. Are these two connected? Yes, I believe that to be true. I believe that my cat is an asshole. Arthur, what are you doing? Oh my god. Get out of the fire, Arthur. No. You'll burn your whiskers. Go. Arthur, stop it. Hold on, I gotta get him out. You guys, I know, babe. I know. Oh, shit, Arthur. Sorry, guys. Okay. Let me see if I can fix this. Sorry. Ah, shit. Arthur, this is what he does. He's a Maine Coon, and he's big, and so he knocks shit over. He literally knocks over... He doesn't mean to. He's just klutzy. He's curious and klutzy. A magical combination. One day he'll start a fire, and then I won't be calling him magical. All right, so let me see if I can figure out... people are laughing. All right, let me see if I can figure out who all shared the stream, if anybody did. Let me see. I'm going to try this. Let me open this up. I don't know where it is on here. I have 36 shares. Okay, how do I find out who all shared? I got to figure this out. Hold on. Thank you for the shares, you guys. That's beautiful. I'm learning how... Where's the list of people that shared? Okay, so here we are. So we have... Kate Heyman, Jen Nichols, Casey Ray, Jessica Farley, Mary Beth. Thank you guys for sharing. Is it just the 5 of you? I don't know how to read this. Hold on. I'm so not good at this yet. There's a whole new what you call it, interface for Facebook, and so I'm trying to figure out how do I do this? Huh, all right, I don't know how. So I am just going to, let me see here. Is there a way to, how do we do this? Alert settings, stars, supporters, shares, clips. Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry. This is the boring part of the video. It doesn't tell me. Paula, you didn't share early enough, dear. I appreciate you sharing, but you're just not coming in on the shares. So I'm gonna keep it to the people that shared earlier in the stream, dear. I thank you, Kate, for sharing. I really appreciate that. So let me see here. I'm gonna give it to, I don't know how to pick somebody. Let me just do, I'll go Kate Heyman and let's do Casey Ray. So I'm going to give away two. These would be love readings, guys. So I'll do Kate Heyman and Casey Ray. Jen Nichols, you know you can always, if you're interested in one of these readings, you can just contact me. You know that. I I actually owe you a reading at this point. I appreciate it, Paula. It's for the people that like shared earlier on in the stream. So I will do this every Sunday, right? And so you guys, if you share it out, then you'll get the possibility of winning a reading. I'm going to give away two today. So I'll give one to Kate Heyman and one to Casey Ray if you guys are interested. If you guys want a relationship reading, all you need to do is just message me at the business page and we'll set something up. I usually do it via Facebook Messenger. So we can either do it via video or it can just be over the phone. And ideally, if you don't have, like, say, a significant other, like a twin flame or a soulmate or somebody that you're really interested in right now that you want perspective on, then I can just do it on your love sort of department, if that makes sense. Like the energy of your love department. I can read that for you and just sort of see what's going on in that world for you. Okay? Jen Nichols, you can always just, I know that I probably owe you a reading or two at this point, so I know you're in there and I appreciate you sharing. Also, Jen, there's going to be another Charming tonight at probably 6 o'clock my time. I'll be on for about an hour, so because you're a Patreon subscriber, I want to let you know. So if you want to cash in for your Charming for July, that will be happening tonight. Selena Cochran, my YouTube channel, let me get it for you, actually. Thank you for asking. You guys, I would love it if you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do have a daily forecast there every day. Let me see here. I need to go into my email. 1 second, guys. Sorry, I should have been more prepared. And go into... Sorry, guys, I can't see your comments because I'm in my email right now searching for my link to give to you. I should be better prepared at this. Oh, here we go. Okay. Come on. All right. so not good at this. All right, holy. So that is my Linktree link that I'm putting in there. If you hit that link that says Engelgeist333, that will take you to not only my Instagram page, but also my YouTube channel. Any of you that are watching that want to go over and subscribe to my YouTube channel, it would be huge, huge help. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I can open up the chat so that I have the chat functionality over on YouTube, which I would love to have. It's been growing like maybe a new subscriber day by day. So any subscriptions, even if you watch me over on Facebook, that's fine. But even if you go over and subscribe, it helps me out greatly because I'm only halfway there. I'm not even halfway there yet. So I'm kind of trying to like keep slogging on. But so that would be greatly appreciated. If you want to follow me at Instagram, I kind of Instagram. I'm not the best. I sort of just put up funny memes there. I haven't figured out how to do readings to Instagram yet. I'm kind of new to all of that. So the best places to really follow me are probably YouTube and the business page. On YouTube, though, every morning I do a daily forecast for the energy of just the collective. That happens every morning at about 8 o'clock my time. I tape it the day before, and then I release it, and I chat with you guys in the Premiere, because in the Premiere mode, they let us have a little chat room over there. So that's always going up over there. But these I broadcast to both. So this video should be available to YouTube. Once I turn it off, it'll go and upload to YouTube, and it will be available to watch from there later. So Casey and Kate Heyman, please contact me. Just send me a message, and then we'll set up a time to do this week. And then I will again be on next. Thank you, Selena Cochran. I appreciate it. And please tune in again. I will be on again next Sunday. I will do a continuation of this, or you know, I'm not exactly sure how this is working. I feel like it's sort of a continuation. But for those of you that don't relate to it, that doesn't necessarily mean that next week you won't relate to the reading. I'm not sure. So that's, I think all you guys need to know for this point. And I think we kept it without dropping the stream, so I'm happy about that. Thank you guys for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you guys next week for the next installment of this. When I did my Patreon, just the reason why this even started was I did a Patreon Cupid's reading for the month of July, and it was very love-oriented, very strong cards for the love reading on Patreon. And so that's what sort of was the impetus for pushing me forward, because I've been thinking about doing this for a while. And then it just seemed like July was the time for sure. Like, as far as the cards I could tell, now's the time to be exploring these relationships and trying to find these people that are significant to us so that we can connect in these ways, because there's so much going sideways right now in the world. We need this sort of love. We need this, you know, connection to be happening, I think, to balance out the energies. So I hope that these help and give you guys at least hope, even if things aren't working out, you know. Most ideally right now, keeping the faith is definitely key right now. For my masculines, just continue to do that work on yourselves, believe in yourselves, know that you're strong, know that you're capable. I think that you do know that on some level. I just think like emotionally you may not feel like you're able to connect, or you might be fearful of how you go about connecting or through your emotions. For my feminines, don't overthink things. Try and stay in the power of what you know to be true at a deeper, more intuitive level, because that's really what you're going to connect to and find out coming in this future with these 2 star cards coming. I love that the star card showed up too, because I'm obsessed with the star card, and it showed up not only once but twice. So that definitely says that, if anything, I'm on the feminine side this week for sure. All right, you guys, have a good day. I love you all. Thank you for joining the Facebook group, Selena Cochran. I really appreciate it. You guys, please share the video out. Please like my business page and follow it. Share it with your friends. If you're interested in a private reading, you can certainly contact me. They're payable via PayPal. The PayPal link is in the Engelgeist 333 Linktree links. If you do want a reading, you can just send payment. It's $50, and then you would message me at the business page. I would verify payment, and then we'd set up a time. It's pretty easy. All right, you guys, have a great day. I will talk to you soon. I'll be on tonight for Charmings. Those are also available for purchase, $25. You can use that Engelgeist link to send money over for that. If you don't know what a Charming is, you can watch on my YouTube channel the different Charming videos that we have. And those happen on Sundays. All right, take care, you guys, and I will see you soon. All right, bye-bye.